Something crazy like that, I guess. I've recorded several classes that I've done, and I've never done anything with them, but I think maybe someday there's something in there.
You never know.
Yeah. Something magic might happen. Want to capture that. Oh, we shut the door. People walking around. Well, I'm Dallas Kranker, Network Administrator. I'm not a teacher, but I may be able to show you something. I don't know. Hope so. Learn about Google Sites. So how many of you guys have created an actual Google site in our domain here? Okay, great. So we can start at the beginning and we're all at the same level. That's good. The last class we had a couple people that were just getting started and other people that wanted more advanced stuff right off the bat. So it's kind of a little bit of a challenge. But go ahead and go to your home page and sign into Google just like you would email. You can go to our home page if you want to start there and get signed in. I have no mail today. No, I'm just kidding. It all goes to another location, so it's empty all the time. Always a clean slate. So is everybody signed in now?
Yeah, like that. And click the one that says PHS. Tardy.
We do have a sign-in sheet if you want. Where did it end up at?
What?
Right.
Just sign into your email. Just go to Internet, Internet Explorer. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just go into webmail and I'll get you guys to go from there. So Phil, have you made a site before? Google site?
I've played around with it, but I really seriously haven't gone too much in depth, so
Cool.
I'm here.
So we'll have you lead the class?
No, I'm here to learn.
Alright, sounds good. So once you get signed into your email, along the top you've got this black bar, and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over, it says sites. Yeah, open up sites. Now I've got a couple of them that I've made. I've got my USD250 page, which I'll show you. I've got a staff development center page, which is like just some, I think it's basically the calendar for staff development. And you might have referenced that from our website before. It brings in the events from that calendar. You won't have what I have in here, but and then I've got some Google Apps help page. Go ahead and look at mine real quick. It's not a great example, but it's just, you know, it's a basic layout. When I set this up last year at this time, we decided on this purple kind of look, and it kind of put some consistency across the whole, everybody's sites. Yeah, the whole district. It's called Violet, and we'll go in there and pick it. It's just a simple Violet template is what it's called. So I'll give them a chance to get signed in. And we'll move on. I got a sign-in sheet here.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't worry about it being anything.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Now, have you guys made sites before, Google sites?
I have not.
Okay, that's good. No one else in here has
Okay.
either, so I just want to make sure that I didn't want to, yeah, we're all on the same
Log in.
page. Yeah, just go to the regular like email,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you where to go from there. There you go.
Good.
You want to make a new one, or you want to edit the one you
Embarrassed to
have?
even have it on there.
I should have said you on.
Uh-oh, it shut down on you.
Yeah, I did.
Email?
No, auto.
Yeah, just go to your, like, your
Signed
email.
in on here. So she mess with
I would.
change your stuff
And
around.
you can go to Google too, so.
Yeah, log out. I'll send
Yeah,
L-O-G-O-U-T.
just type in M.
Change your password to log out. Don't want me to forget to log out. This computer at the.
Oh, no, I'm just.
I wrote that code in the iPad on senior education, but we need to do this on here.
I think he will be able to. That's why I'm here, so
You guys that are already at this point, go ahead and click create if you're not there already. And we can be talking about what we want to do for the naming here. Excuse me. So you've got a couple options on this screen where you want to name your site. My recommendation on this is always to use your username because it keeps things really simple. The first part of your email is your username, and that will be a very standard way of linking to your site. So the way this site is actually linked to our homepage would be https:/sites google.com/a/USD250 and then your name. So if you gave that link to Zach or anybody, it kind of looked the same. Sometimes people use big old long name here, and it just makes the address really long when you have to send it. So go ahead and click create there. Oh, okay.
She's gonna be a teacher next year, so I thought this would be good. Okay, and then my name?
Are you gonna do this, you?
I don't.
Yeah, that's fine. Just your full Meredith James. And no spaces on that because that actually becomes a part of the address. You can see it being formed down here.
Okay.
And then do the last count. Okay.
Pretty early to have to do it.
You're at the screen where it says create. Since you're there, let's go up here where it says browse the gallery for more, for a template. Now a template really is different than a theme, which we'll cover later. A template controls a lot of the aspects of your site. It really changes the way it looks. We're going to really be focused more on themes rather than templates, because templates kind of try and build a site for you, and it all it ends up doing really is putting some information in there that you have to end up deleting. And so if you want to look at some of those, you can go to like schools and education, just to get an idea what they look like. They were cool like 3 or 4 years ago, but these, I mean, you've seen sites like this all over the place, just templates. You like the clouds. I know I've seen that somewhere before. So, but, I mean, you can add those things yourself, and I'll show you how with images and backgrounds and stuff. So you got your site named, and it's going to create this link. That's called the URL, the Universal Resource Locator. That's what you would share with somebody, that complete name, if you want to have somebody look at your site. So open up on the select a theme option. And this is where I was talking about we can build some consistency here across the district by selecting this violet theme. And all that's going to control is a couple of functions like your navigation and your backgrounds. I tell you what, I want to turn the light off because I guess you realize how hard that is to see. Is that okay with everybody?
Okay. I'm sitting in a bad place. I can't see.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Last class, I just kind of walked around and I didn't do the step by step, so I think I might just do that here again. So we looked at the template deals, and then themes. You're in themes. Here, if you scroll down, select the theme. There you go. Yeah, it is kind of hard to see. And then when we scroll down there, we're going to select the Solitude Violet. You don't have to. You're more than welcome to select whatever you want. I just am doing that to kind of promote some consistency.
Where are the themes at?
You have to, scroll down just a little bit, oh, close out of the sky.
Alright, go back to the line.
Maybe just close those your ears. You're fine, yeah, you could use that one, or if you scroll down, I was talking about. Yeah.
Like that one.
Alright.
That was the one I was thinking, but you can use whatever one you think is. Yep, just scroll down. And, yeah, go scroll down a little more, see what that last option was. More options, let's look at that too, see if there's anything exciting in there. Yeah, we do want to do that, let's scroll on down. Back to my notes here. Yeah, down below the themes, all of those themes, there's another thing called more options. Open it up. There's site categories. The way we've kind of broken these up, and I'll show you where this comes into play, but the way we've kind of broken that up is by school, by department, what kind of area of study. So, I'm sorry, if you go ahead and put in there like, and just kind of break it down as to what you do, art teacher, something else. And you want to actually separate words with commas for the different categories. It doesn't seem like much right now, but it will help people find your site later on. And this site description is kind of important too. It doesn't look like you have a whole lot of space, but you actually can type just about as much as you want in here. And so a great site description would be like, teacher website devoted to blah, 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 just like that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it'd be put a comma between those. Oh, no, I don't use those. Go ahead and just talk, that's fine.
Why, I got a brother on my computer, brother, you can figure it out why.
All right.
When I type
Put
a
commas
letter.
between them. I'm sorry, that was my fault, I didn't clarify that. Yeah.
I don't know what happened in here, when I put the E,
You know it's gonna have to replace your keyboard, because what that comes down to
I think
is, they have to do mine.
There we go, let's try it again. I think function might have been stuck down. Because it was like function E, or maybe she hit the F key.
Yeah.
Throw it at me, what's the problem?
Mary's not typing, he said. It's something to do with his fingers, I think.
like categories
No,
would
okay.
be,
Did you break it, Gary?
Did I set a record?
15 minutes into class.
Just the other breakout session or text, take
I'm going to
questions,
take
common problems, common problems.
Is that next?
yeah.
Okay, I'll try specifically first grade.
No go?
You broke it.
Let's go ahead and unplug it, I'll try another
Lunch on it.
Thank you. I was wondering, I did building, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I just put a website for these students.
Wow.
I got it.
Okay.
Is it going?
It's like in museums, that is fascinating.
Is it your mouse maybe?
No, it's for those that are on this something.
Yeah. I
Type
had
up
a
MB
PhD.
address for it, very top
Yes.
left. Just right as-
That's how old the PhD is.
But the, actually the fiber.
It was,
I don't know.
Huh.
it's like this,
There's
this
like, yeah, they're dozed over there. Look at the ones that.
Yeah, with the
look
little
like the
click.
click and a half
You wanna
inch.
move?
Push it. Yeah.
that was the
Let's try this.
little part or
This
whatever.
remedial section back
Yeah.
We'll put you in the corner here.
there. Safe seat?
Safe seat and the educational community.
Oh,
I gotta send me the buddy around.
who's gonna sit safety?
This seems to work with your old keyboard.
Yeah.
I mean, I would even put,
Okay.
Site
that's what you're doing
description.
next year.
Yeah.
Then I would put.
Yeah, just a brief description of what you do, your classes you teach, where you're at maybe if you want. And you've got a lot to put in there, or you got a lot, yes. Okay, and if you're comfortable with that, go ahead and click create. And you made your first Google site.
Thinking about making.
Create. Sorry.
As I say,
Not real exciting.
You can do more than that.
It looks beautiful.
What's that now?
Not very exciting.
the website.
Yes. So I'm gonna cancel mine. If you wanna watch up here, I'll show you what those categories were all about. So if you'll remember this first page of your sites in Google, it shows all the sites that you've created. But you can also look at other people's sites. You can go over here to browse. You don't need to do it now, I'm just gonna show you. And all of these categories are what you're creating in that category section. So like I said, if you want to look at West Side, you hit West Side. If you were entered into that category, those sites will come up. Yours, did you just make that one? Okay, so it's in there.
Can you add to those later? Like if you see some others up there that.
Oh yeah, you can edit that. I can show you where to change it, because now it may make a little more sense of why it's there. I wanted you to at least get to that point of creating it. You know, I didn't know which way to go. Would it show you first or what? But like 8th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade. Here's a 3rd grade teacher. So the consistency is 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. If that was made today, I would suggest maybe a comma between those two, so that 3rd grade and teacher are split up, because we could have teacher sites, teacher websites, you know, maybe just teacher. Of course, Spanish, because that's taught at multiple schools. You've got several of these, and also Spanish for migrant program is here. Angie's here at the high school, and Mrs. DeMott is at the middle school. And we've even got one for Elm Acres in here. So these categories, they build kind of this funnel in a way to get to a site. So here's one about Costa Rica. I think there's a club or the Spanish teacher. Yeah, Angie's. And here's one for chorus, choir. So this actually is under 2 categories, chorus and choir, which is a good idea, you know. So that's where your categories come into play.
So if we put middle,
Yeah, that'd be a
and
great
it,
one.
but look how it's listed, elementary dash middle arc.
Yeah, and I think the
Will
reason.
this pick up just middle arc?
No, Metal Arc will end up being a separate one, and I think we may have done this in another class because it wouldn't be clear. Yeah, Metal Arc was right there, and see, it wouldn't be clear to just the general public what Metal Arc really is. I mean, it's the name of a school to us, but
So would it be best for us to go back and dump it and make it go elementary middle arc?
yeah, we could change that. So if you've got your site created, go back to My Sites. I'm sorry, let me think where you guys are at. I apologize. You're on the site, yeah. All right, and more, yeah, and then I think it's under Manage.
Yeah.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the top right, there's more. Yep, Manage, and there's quite a bit right there. You'll reference that quite a bit, and it kind of looks like it's grayed out. We noticed that in the last class, but when you click on it, it actually is a allowable option.
Click on the grayed out.
Weird.
Well,
Because I separated those two.
Yeah, that's good.
you would go under
Yep, elementary
teacher,
middle arc, great.
Okay.
Go under Manage Site, right?
Site, but I'm thinking classroom site.
Elementary. Okay, so you've got that basic site created. So say we want to add something to that left-hand side. That's called the sidebar. I guess there's some terminology probably here that you might not be familiar with, but I mean, it's pretty common these days. You know, you got the header. This is kind of the page or the body inside this section here. This would be considered navigation or a sidebar, and then that's your header. And any of these tools will only come up when you're actually logged in as you. Generally, most of this stuff is not seen. Yeah.
Top is not here on this top.
No, let's go ahead and change that to Westside Dash Elementary. You can leave the comma, just put the dash elementary. Yeah, it seems to be how it's been done in the past.
And then I have to redo.
Just save. Oh, you know, two E's. There we go. Yeah, just hit save there at the top. So most of the pages that you create actually will show up here in this sidebar. So you don't have to worry too much about the navigation. And there's always going to be a sitemap. It shows the sitemap by default, right? Go ahead and hit save on that guy. Yeah, let's go back to the main page. Yep, you're at the right page now.
I still didn't have the tools at the top, should we talk about that very top?
Okay. Go back at the top left where it says your username and just hit back. And then that'll show you what the site looks like.
Okay.
These tools up here, obviously this little pencil eraser thing looks like edit, and it is edit. And this little plus page is add another page. So that's the main things you want to be concerned with. Let's go ahead and add a new page up there. And I would make this an About Me page. Maybe you have some pictures on your computer or online somewhere that we could insert in here to kind of tell more of a personal touch about yourself before we get into the classes and stuff that you teach. So you can just call that About Me if you want. There you go.
Yeah, that would be easy. Okay.
Under that name, you probably would do it.
There you go. And now where I'm at right now is just add.
It's almost like another Facebook. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'll turn this light back on again. So, yeah, you've got some pictures you can put in there. Most of those options, just leave them default and click create. There you go. Just hit create back at the top.
So this little comment thing on the bottom, is that just me that would comment on it, or would other people get?
Other people could comment on that page. You can disable that, but
I don't want them commenting about me, but I thought like on other pages I could see where comments would be.
sure.
You know, like,
Now I've lost my job.
yeah. Like on a spelling page, and
Sure,
they might,
sure.
I don't like those words. Okay. So how do I get it?
We can get rid of that. I'm not sure right now from there, but we'll just edit this page and then we'll add a couple more, and we'll go back into more of those details.
Yeah, you know what?
You don't have my picture.
Sorry.
That's all right. So go ahead and just type some info in there about you,
I do.
and maybe if you have some pictures you can find. You don't have any on your computer?
No.
I'm trying to hide it.
Same. I do too.
Try not to wear the same shirt.
Yes. Okay, just do a quick Google search for yourself or quick Facebook or something. There should be. That's what you want to do, like that.
Put them in the freezer.
It is.
Right, it
Why
would-
is it? Oh, this is mine.
Right.
I believe.
all good.
I have some of mine.
Yeah, you can try that.
Kind of scavenger hunt kind of thing.
So let's view the original image.
Did you just open a separate
Yeah,
tab
and
and
just
then
did
look for it?
Google.
Okay.
Yeah. Up here at the top is the URL, just copy that guy right there. Yep. You can download it and back upload it, but the real easy way is just then go back to your All About Me tab. And then paste it into the URL. Oh, so you put in jellyfish.
Well, she told me she had to,
Okay.
so.
Now that's what, let me go ahead and do this for you. That's like if you add the file.
Oh, I didn't get it right.
Here. Oh, it's alright.
Oh, okay.
If you go to insert though, it'll actually put the image in the body of it.
I gotta remember to delete that. Oh.
Oh, that's nice picture. So this is the apple, even
It
though
was,
it's not that
yeah,
straight.
to Wonka Peak in Colorado. Then we hiked up. But this was that brutal mountain hike I was talking about.
Oh, well.
earlier.
Nice.
And did you put something after you,
I hit something on that
feel the
side.
picture?
Yeah, well, I saved it to the desktop and then I'm gonna log out of this so people don't screw with me. On Facebook. There's logged out, alright. And then I'll add this from the desktop. I just saved that picture to it. Yeah, and yours is already.
Yes.
Oh, wow, it is a big one, isn't it?
You can probably like, you can describe it or something, yeah.
Okay. You click save and then that, those changes, you got the goal.
My bachelor.
So the jellyfish packed.
Yeah. Received.
Here's a picture. Me and my very first group
Yeah, I
of
think
students.
Yeah, we go to edit.
Great kids.
That
It's
was
just like, they're all sophomores.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They miss what you
this on this day,
work do. I don't know why sometimes it works.
I picked up the three of them and we went and had lunch together. It was a Saturday, went and had lunch. And then we met the parents at their soccer game. I went to their soccer game. It was pretty cute.
That look like you?
Fuzzy face. It's all like a fuzzy face,
Okay.
How you put it? How you say
I
it?
will let that one down.
The name of that? Well,
Yeah, that's fine.
you say, and put it me again, or doesn't because?
No, that's all you can do right there, yeah. Just hit OK on that, or wait.
Is that the one that?
Other gun. Well, she's gonna.
Is it the mouse?
It was doing the,
Back?
yeah,
Yeah, if you hit the side, it's like it wants
it was
to.
doing the,
How'd
oh,
you do this?
entry image, that's why I was doing that, okay.
Most of your staff do it.
Okay.
Be able to get an image in there.
Oh,
If you
in,
want.
under insert?
Yeah, if you want, you can open up a new tab and you can search for maybe a picture of you that's already online and just insert it from the URL. Why's that bad?
I know there's a few of them out there. Okay.
Yeah.
New tablet, yeah.
Good folks,
And then we're okay. That, yeah, the search.
I had a guy in the last class that was looking for a picture of himself and found somebody that
Yeah, I was
was
like, look at
not
this,
him.
like, oh,
Yeah,
come on.
he used a picture like that, that was like a mugshot or something.
Put my name in, first name comes up, convict.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we're okay.
Thankfully, it is not me.
like for MTSS.
There you go. Yeah, just go through
If
there.
it made any difference. Like yourself.
I haven't Googled myself in a long time.
And you'll have to view the whole, view the original picture to get the whole real URL, because that's got all the other.
Your information, you write that in the same box. When you write, when you type your information.
Yeah, just think of this just like in
There
Word,
are a lot of really cool narratives.
it becomes a picture, you can
Yeah.
float the text around it, or you can just start typing underneath
How
it.
did you, what categories did you
Try
work?
one out.
She's trying to
How did you determine
Yeah.
that it needed to?
Yeah, just start it there, and then we can change how the text goes around after you have it typed. It's kind of like a paragraph formatting.
There were some kids who,
Did you find one?
Not of me personally, so that's good.
That's too.
I kind of try to keep tabs on that, because Facebook.
Right.
There's one big one for you.
Oh, this is cool.
Oh, you just went to save it
That's
there,
not us,
put it back
though.
to your,
Sometimes it's still on.
That's
No.
what he.
So
There we go.
if that's not
Okay.
working, or then
And then
it's
we
not
can-
working,
where do you guys
then
think I
it's
should
just
put it?
add it.
The text and
I
do
think
it
it's
down.
really ready as far as
yeah, where'd you do that at?
Yeah, it's kind of
how each of them used.
Alright.
Bad files?
Human nature would.
Alt text.
Hey, that looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Print that off somebody else's site.
I just found this random building, you bet.
Happen to be Lakeside, alright. So go on up to the top now and make another page. I think we want this page to be geared more towards the classes you teach or the building you're at.
Can you show me
I'm
how
not sure what they're-
to move
Oh,
this?
okay, you wanna do it by URL, insert by URL at this point.
Create another page.
Yeah, go ahead and make a new page. Or you
So
gonna
go
picture
back and
underneath?
save, I don't care.
Say picturesque,
Yeah, just be in there and then.
Sure, yeah,
insert
or just
the
copy.
one.
I would say
That's what
picturesque,
I
that's how I
would
do it, I don't know what copy does.
How to.
I think copy and paste, okay,
There you
copy,
go. Inserts back.
Over
Oh,
here.
what are you doing?
That's on the
Well,
main.
you can do it that way, I wanna show that later, that's more of like a file cabinet, like if you have a
you're gonna
PowerPoint, you want
hold-
somebody to
Gotcha.
download. But like if you wanna put the picture in there, and you have to use the tools
Up
on
on
this
that paper
menu
with
or
the
on here
bubble.
for
Oh,
insert.
Ah,
Cause this is more like your Microsoft Word document kinda thought,
now I gotcha.
and then you don't wanna upload it, oh, you did download it,
Yeah,
okay.
I downloaded.
I was just showing people how to do it by copy and pasting from the URL, but that's perfect if you do it on your
Because your
computer.
website, you usually do
Yeah.
So I think you have to save it and then insert and picture.
Yeah, class list.
Let's try the URL correctly, there must be something wrong, maybe it's too long of a name or something.
Do you type your, like, explain, like, about me stuff over here, like, after?
Yeah, you can, let's see, is this in edit mode?
Think about us.
No.
Are you gonna want it that size or you
Yeah.
wanna try it down?
I could measure you down.
Okay, what's gonna happen is you're gonna type, just go ahead and type something and then I'll show you how to bring that text into a format there.
Okay,
Okay,
found a picture,
alright.
so how do I get it in there? Do you want me to save as?
Click on that, you can if you want, view the original,
I was doing it wrong.
and then that gives you this link, that's the URL of it.
Okay, so I copy it.
Copy it,
I highlight it.
yep, you just take this and
Like all
then
the, all
right
your
click.
pictures, like.
Right click.
It's on there though, it doesn't look like it, but it's different when you click on the right side.
Okay.
Yep. Actually on with the blue where it's selected, alright, and then copy.
I'm going to, so you can show me it too.
Remind me again what you asked me about.
Oh, yeah, I tried it too.
Mine is,
About me,
mine is very small.
and then left click on that.
Okay, I didn't know I could do that. Okay.
Insert,
Now you know how.
and then image by URL.
Oh, yes,
So that takes it right out of the web, and then you
So
can
that's
paste it
that's
right
the,
in
the
there.
picture.
Prettier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just
It
do
just
this
came up,
size.
still giving me problems. Let's look at the name, what's it called? Click on it right there. And then click on it again. And just do, pick. Oh, see, it's really long. What's the deal?
Too fast.
Yeah, I think so.
We got it.
All I see those, the. I'm not so sure.
Wow. No, I had that
Yes,
problem.
copy is.
Go ahead and, what was that image on Facebook, just search, and grab the link to it.
So this would just pop up for us.
Yeah, it's for-
So does you.
So I have three of these big ones.
That's cool.
Big.
They're getting more.
Wow, we're having
I've got two of them.
Picture I want.
trouble. Alright, so just, if you want, yeah,
Maybe how
save it again.
And they might give me
This is a JPEG, so save it down. and then go into about me. And if not, I got another week. Hey, would you mind hopping over?
No, please.
We'll try to hold it down here.
Not the convict.
It's kinda cool though.
It would be funny.
How'd you get
It's a beer and a desk.
Yeah, how'd you get so many to come up?
Go
with
down.
this now? It should say load more.
Now, that was my Facebook side, logged into my Facebook. If you go down, there's one picture of my kids on there.
I know, and it won't let me go down any further. It's interesting. I'm gonna bring. There we go, now we're good.
There you go.
So if you go to the original image, and we get this, I'll copy this, just see if this works.
Okay.
That way it doesn't touch your
That's
face.
good in there.
I don't know why it's not coming back up from your computer, but there could be, you have virus still first. There you go.
Yes,
That'll work.
That way.
So,
So, Todd was showing, or looking at a feature here for adding documents, and a couple of you guys, or images, a couple of you guys had added it this way. At the bottom, there's the add files on that page. That's really handy if you want to post a PowerPoint or a sign-up sheet or anything on there. You just tell people, go to my Google site, and then the file's right there. So if you have a PowerPoint or something, you can upload it,
Like on this
Oh,
one.
where it says add
and the
file.
picture?
Yeah, and I actually have that on mine too. I've got a PowerPoint down here at the bottom, and I've got a picture and a map and some other stuff down there.
so after I put the secondary page under create,
Oh, you won't need, are you making a new one?
I thought you said to do a secondary
Oh,
page.
Yeah.
hit cancel there. That's another actual site. So once you're in that page, the little plus plate page thing. Oh, there you are. Yeah, okay, alright.
Letter. Oh, yeah.
There you go. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
not on the
I saw that.
page, just like if I had another
Yeah,
change,
that's fine.
just that,
Is there anything that you can put on the GSS map? Okay. Yeah, just type it in. So yeah, create some pages for classes you teach or things you support here. Yeah, you wanna stay on the page, you don't lose it. Yep. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You will have to click save up here. Yeah, I might not have pointed that out before. You will have to click save at the top for those changes to take place. There is some auto saving, but
Try to put the mile.
So these can now be, because it's too much, right?
you can cancel that. Yeah,
Let's do something
smaller. You can bring it back and click on it. Like, you could add, you did the about me, let's do add another page. It's all we're there now.
Newsletter for parents and
Counseling or something
Hop
that
on
you
there.
easy to
Yes.
talk about.
through your spelling list and class list schedule, newsletter.
You just click create here. It'll bring you back to that page. Site. And at the bottom, I was pointing out, you can add files. people to download.
Study sites like spelling city and stuff like that, make a page of all of just URLs.
Mhm.
And there's that is one page, even if it's just something really long, like created to. Well, it's kind of programmed, okay.
Go ahead and open up a new tab if you get to a point where you can save what you're working on. I want to do a search for a video. New tab at the top, so we can just do it just right here. Don't close the, right, you can.
I did.
That's fine.
So, it's not start over.
You can go up to search, go up there at the top, search. I just want to bring up a Google page. And search for a video on YouTube of something that interests you or something that's educational. Maybe if you're a math teacher.
You want like a new page or a new?
No, just make a new window so that we can do a Google search for a video. What I'm going to show you now is how to embed a video from YouTube. If you have a YouTube account, which you do since you have a Google account, you can upload to YouTube anything you want from your phone or whatever. But we're going to use somebody else's video, so just type in something that is of interest to you.
What's that one that,
The what?
one history showed back in Dynamite?
I can't remember.
Ah, that's
That
a
one at the
good
beginning was
one.
hilarious.
Yeah.
What's it called? You can do it if you try or something. If you really try. I think that's what it's called. You can do it
There
if
you
you
go.
really try.
Conjunction, junction.
It's like the template to use.
Maybe something about MTSS,
Yeah.
presentation or something on that.
Okay, and so we can have files.
There we go, you can do one,
Is it on there? No. You should put one on there. Put a Common Core video on there.
I can.
Alright, I'm gonna embed this
All right.
bad boy.
Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. The easiest is probably just to scroll down there.